stories of what we've been up to. So I just want to share a bit of our journey and also look at what are some of the challenges and opportunities that we've gained from our transition town groups around 2030. And we had our Christmas celebration last Friday in the Walton Street Community Garden, and it was such a wonderful evening of actually being able to acknowledge all the people that have been part of Grey Lynn 2030. And many of the people who couldn't make it there that night. It was just a really lovely celebration of community. And we're about positive vision, practical action. And just to put us into sort of the international context, we're part of the worldwide movement called Transition Towns, and we're a local response to that. So we're looking at building local resilience. It's a way of, and in terms of our vision, that's a bit of a mouthful, but what I like to think about is that we're really about just what is the community that we want to create. So yes, we're responding to the challenges of climate change and peak oil, but really it's simply, do you know your neighbours? What is the kind of community that you want to live in? And the way that we do it is that we foster and we promote focus groups. So I'm on a steering committee of 5, and really it's about practical action through focus groups, and we've got a whole range of groups. One of our most sort of well-known initiatives is the Grey Lynn Farmers Market, and that came out of one of our very first meetings. We've only been going 2 years, and a couple of years ago, first meeting, someone said, hey, we need to have a farmers market, because obviously access to local food production is such a big part of a resilient community. And we have these monthly meetings, and they are fantastic for people just to be able to get up and say, hey, this is what we want to have happen. And after that first meeting, 6 months later, the farmers market was up and running. It's a separate incorporated society now. It functions quite separately from Grey Lynn 2030, but we obviously have a lot of interaction. I mean, I'm chair of the farmers market now. And initiatives like UBI, very much part of the transition town movement, and people connected to that, like James Samuel, who we like to think of sort of the godfather of transition towns, and Finn, who's here today, who was one of our founding members. And a recent initiative, again, Suzanne Kendrick, she's one of our steering committee members, said, hey, we haven't got a business association in Grey Lynn, let's make it happen. 6 months later, that's now incorporated, and that's off on, it's flown the nest, it's taken its own life, so that's fantastic. One of our very active focus groups is called Waste Away, otherwise known as the Wasters. They are working really hard on waste minimisation. They've got heaps of projects on the go. You'll find them at the Grey Lynn Farmers Market every Sunday with an information stand with Pikashi buckets and worm farms. The Walton Street Community Garden, that's just up behind the Gypsy Tea Room. That's where we had our party, and that was really, neighbours came together initially and said, hey, this section's just been used for car parking. Let's do something about it. Green Screen, another of our focus groups. This is where we get a lot of our inspiration. We've had some great movies this year, always on the last Saturday of the month. Dirt Doctor was one of my... Dirt the movie, confusing two movies. Two things, the Dirt the movie, where people just really feel inspired into action. We do a lot of events. It's not just events that we do, we also promote things going on in our community. So there's a picture there from the Matariki celebration that was happening at St Columba Church. They've got a strawberry affair coming up. We'd like to acknowledge what they're doing. We've had a street party, and we're promoting a shop local this Christmas. That's what that poster was from. And we've got lots of things sort of on the go and bubbling away. I love what Wayne sort of said before, was just get on and do things. You don't have to wait for permission, and that's very much what Grey Lynn 2030 is about. So those are just some of the things. We've got an orchard we're trying to get planted at Francis Street Reserve. This is, I call it boom bombing or guerrilla gardening. But lots of people say to us, are we allowed to plant in our booms? Can we plant fruit trees? And they wait for the council to say, yes, you should go and do it. But really, just go and do it. I mean, so much of what happens in our community, you can really just go and do it. And you've got Judith here from Mount Eden Village people who just show you can get on and just plant things. Now, the challenge is that we are voluntary. We have no money. It very much depends on people just saying, going and doing things. And that is a challenge, and we do depend on volunteers. I also put there a challenge is the council. Well, actually that's probably one of our opportunities now. I mean, I'm as Carl said, part of that council, and so I very much want to see the council engage with community groups like Grey Lynn 2030, because we can make things happen. You know, give us the money and we will do stuff. We don't have to be waiting for council to deliver on these things. And I just wanted to end with this slide. You might have noticed a lot of those photos, if you were following them, had bunting in them. Now, the English in me, I love bunting, because for me that is a symbol of celebration and festivities. It really is flags. And that's kind of a great symbol for Grey Lynn 2030, because it's made from recycled fabric. It's got amazing sustainability. It's booked in for 3 weddings this summer. And I would just love to see all the villages of Auckland have their own bunting. Very quick. There's a lot of stories going on there with Grey Lynn 2030, and I really want to acknowledge a lot of the people here who've been involved and really made it possible, made it happen.